So we are going to go head over to Jekyll Island. Now this is very close to where I live, and I figured we'd get some really cool shots, and it'd be a good chance to compare the Osmo Pocket 3, which is what I'm recording on now, next to the Pixel 8. And it just has some very interesting places that I just figured we'd check out. So we're just going to go do that, and just, again, it's a different kind of video, but I hope you guys just kind of hang around just to not only see the camera comparison, but also to see some of the interesting things that are over on Jekyll. So the cool thing about Jekyll is I've grown up in this area my whole life. So there's like a water park here that I would visit. There's just a lot of interesting historical things about Jekyll. Right here is the fire station. You can see that we're going to be passing it here on the right-hand side. And then right around the corner, I don't believe it's the first road, so I'm going to pass it. I think it's the next entrance. We're gonna just kind of go back here. It's not anything labeled. I know that there's an entryway to the amphitheater. I think there's a sign. Okay, I think that's it right over there. All right, so right now I have both cameras facing in the same direction. I'm shooting 4K, 24 frames per second on both of these. So we can really do a genuine side-by-side comparison. And both of these are handheld. I have the phone in my right hand. I have the Pocket in the left. The Pocket having the gimbal is going to make it where it keeps things much more stabilized. Now it looks like they've covered up right in the middle. It used to say Amphitheatre right here. So we're going to go down this little trail. It's so much different than what it used to look like when it used to function as an actual amphitheater. So right now it really is just dark walking down these woods. And today's like an overcast day. So it's there's no sun. Just in general, it's really dark out here. Now I know somewhere there's like an old ticket booth. I don't think it's been destroyed, so we're gonna have to kind of look out for some of these things. I don't know where they are in comparison to where they used to be. So this really is going to be just walking around for a little bit, trying to find some things. But I will just kind of mix in some shots of the woods. I'm going to label both so you can see that it's what's being shot with the Pixel and what's being shot with the Pocket. Just again, so you can see some of the differences. Okay, so this is basically like a vlogging mode. This is me holding both cameras about an arm's length away. The Pocket, obviously I can see what's in the shot, and I decided to use the front facing camera so that I can see what's in frame on the phone. And I think this is where the biggest strength kind of leans back over to the Pocket, is the fact that I can see myself in the screen and I'm getting the best lens on the camera, as to where if I'm shooting with my phone, having to use the front facing camera is not going to be as beneficial. It's just not the best lens on this phone, and so I feel like you're sacrificing by being able to frame yourself in the shot. Now I'm going to switch over to the rear camera on the Pixel, but what that's going to do is basically cause it where I can't see if I'm in frame. I may have to actually use the wide angle lens just so that I know that I'm in frame. But again, you're going to be able to see the difference here. So right now I'm using the rear lens on the Pixel, and I'm using the main lens. So right now I don't know if I'm in frame. I don't know if I just don't know. I'm going to switch over to the wide angle. So, you know, again, I will know I'm actually in frame here. But again, you'll be able to see the comparison of what the Pocket's doing. And I don't even have, let's put face track on. So no matter what, I can look away, I can do whatever, I can move the camera, and it's just going to keep me in frame the whole time. The convenience of that alone is huge. So now we have the Pixel in the wide angle lens, and again, just the Pocket using the normal. I'm not magnifying or using a wide angle or anything. It's just, it is what it is. And again, I always know that I'm in frame here. And with the Pixel, there's just question as to if I'm in the shot at all. You just never know. All right, so we're just walking up this path. Again, I have cameras, both cameras side by side, so you can see a similar angle. Maybe I'm not holding the phone up as much. I want to make sure that it's almost as accurate as it can be. The ground is not completely flat, so you may see a little bit of bouncing, but I think this is also what kind of showcases what the gimbal's able to do, because no matter what, you know that you have pretty, stable footage overall. And I think, so right now we're coming up, I just want to show this, as you can kind of see down here in the woods. There's like this steep drop off over here, but it's pretty cleared out for the most part. I feel like some of this has been cleared out throughout the years. I remember it having a lot more woods. Right up there you can see there's something up there. I think that might have been lighting for the amphitheater. But you can see trees have fallen. Jekyll in general is just a place. We're kind of in a spot where there's a lot of hurricanes. There's a lot of storms that come through this area, so a lot of this has just been torn down just from storms. This isn't people doing this. This is just natural disaster type stuff. But it looks like we're coming up on the amphitheater. And if I remember it correctly, we're going to come up on where the seating starts, and you'll be able to look down and see the amphitheater itself. And I don't think any of the old stuff on the stage is still there. I think the stage is now just the stage. This just, to me, now, I was a kid at the time, and I do have to show this. Look at this tree that's right here. This thing has fallen from up here. You can see it's just kind of laying on some of the seats that are up here. It's covering a lot of that, which we'll be able to see once we get more out in the open, but I did want to show this. Maybe we'll go under this tree. Again, I know that the pocket is going to be pretty stable. I'm not really worried about that. Oh, just ran into branches. But if you felt the jerking move, you probably saw it more so in the Pixel than you did the pocket. You can see the sun up there is trying to come through. I definitely see that the pocket has a wider field of view. You can see that the railings have fallen down. Again, I think this is just from storm stuff over the years. I actually see a spider web that's on my left hand I don't know if you could see it. This is the angle that I have, but there's a spider web going from my hand onto me. I don't know if I got that going underneath, but how cool is that though? That is the old amphitheater stage. It was built, I believe, in 1972. All of that seating could seat 2,000 people. I believe it closed in 2005, so it has been closed for a while. But when it closed, it still had these side stage areas over here next to the stage. But all of that has been torn down. It's been destroyed when it comes to like the hurricanes. We have some pretty bad weather down here, and I think it's definitely done its toll. You can even see out here, there's a tree that's fallen on a lot of the seats up here. Some of the railing has fallen down up there. There are some of the backings to the seats that are missing over here. And then you can see the railing right there has kind of fallen down too. So if they do decide to just redo this whole thing, there's a lot of foundation here that I think is still here. I think it's not going to be as expensive as a project as it could be, which obviously is a plus. If you can go into it and you have a lot of the stuff already there, like the foundation of things, it is going to save you some money there. But I do want to go to the lake, if we can get to the lake somehow behind the stage. So right now I'm standing on the stage. There's a lake back here. All the seating is still on the front side of me, but I think it'd be interesting just to check it out, just see what it looks like now. So it has gotten a little windy out here, but now I'm behind the stage, and this is the lake that's behind it. And right now it looks kind of like neon green. You can see that we passed a sign that says "Do not feed the wildlife," and it showed an alligator. Like, that is definitely a real thing around here. There's a lot of gators, a lot of snakes, and stuff like that. So it's just maybe not the safest place to be, but I guess it's just kind of being in the woods in general. I mean, you're in their habitat, You're out of your own element. I'm not saying that I'm in any kind of danger. I'm not trying to put it like that. So I'm back near the exit, and I never found the old ticket booth area. And I know it's kind of strange. Like, even if they leveled it, you would think there'd still be an area where you could tell where it was. But I've been all up and down here and turned around and all kind of stuff, and I never came across it. So now we're going to go over to Driftwood Beach. This is just an area that I think people should see. It's been in movies, but I think to like fully appreciate it, you'll have to see it. So we're gonna go get some footage over there just to kind of wrap this video up. So now this is just talking into the pocket. This is you guys hearing the microphones and the waves that it's picking up, the wind that it's picking up. The wind actually kind of died down from when I was just recording with the Pixel. So maybe it won't be as bad, but I just don't think you're gonna hear me as good as you did with the Pixel. But I think the video quality is going to look much better. I mean, as far as for a vlogging setup, I mean, it's really hard to beat this pocket. Again, I don't have some crazy setup. This is an arm's length away, and once you pair it with a wireless mic, you pretty much can just vlog anywhere, and it just doesn't draw as much attention. It feels more natural holding this than holding one of the bigger camera setups and trying to set all that up. This is just as convenient really as it gets. But this is Driftwood Beach. The best way to explain it is it's a beach that all of these trees just kind of washed up. It's just over the years kind of washed up, and it just hangs out on this beach, and in my opinion there's nothing really like it anywhere else, or at least that I've seen. And they've used this location in movies several times. It was in The Menu, it was in a movie called The In-Between. It's also been used in Walking Dead episodes, and it's just something that stands out, and it fills a shot, and it gives it a unique look, and it definitely fits the vibe of The Walking Dead. I mean, these are dead trees, and kind of just looks like a graveyard for trees, and I think it's kind of cool. So guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. I think we've seen quite a bit today. Obviously a lot more than what we normally see whenever I'm in the studio. So again, it was something different. It's a good comparison. These are two devices that I have on me all the time. I mean, obviously I'm not gonna have the Pocket in with me as much as I'm gonna have the Pixel, because the Pixel's my phone. And I think a lot of people say, you know, use what you have on you. And obviously that's true, but that doesn't always mean that's going to be the best camera or the best for whatever situation. So, you know, we'll see. But guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.